welcome back to Moments with Monica. This is episode 4. Yes, we're already here at 4. And today, like I promised, I brought my little notebook. Because if you're going to have something, why not have it be cute, right? So this is just a little notebook. It was suggested to me to notate all the fibers that I'm working with by a friend of mine who I trust what she says about doing because her spinning is gorgeous. So I picked this up probably at Dollar Tree or 99-cent store because it's cute. It has a cat on it. And what I started doing was putting down the fiber, and then this one already had a label, so I just went ahead and used the label that came with it, put a piece of the fiber on the page. I just taped it down. Then I went ahead and I stapled the tag on here. On the back side is where I make my notes. I write down what machine I spun it on, anything about it. Like, for example, I said that it was really smooth on Xena and that it would work well on Gabrielle E as well. It was good for both machines because I tried it a little bit on one and then I switched and I tried it on the other. I was like, oh, it works great for both. Then I got this one. And this one was another wool. And this one did not need to be drafted a lot. So I needed to make that note because I automatically went in there going, okay, well, you draft everything to an extent, right? Well, this one didn't need a lot of drafting. So I made a note, don't draft it too much. And then I also noted that it processed differently on Xena as opposed to Gabrielle. But when I did it on Gabrielle, no problem there. I might try doing it again if I ever get a hold of that fiber again. And I just kept doing that. I would put the little sample, put what it was if I didn't have a label from it, because sometimes they don't actually have labels on all of them. Sometimes it's just on the receipt. So I might cut up the receipt, but I kind of like keeping the receipts, or I'll figure out another way of doing it besides writing it down. But there's nothing wrong with working on your penmanship. And this one was the Egyptian cotton. And then I noted on here that I needed to make sure that I draft that really thin because that was the only way to get it to work for me. And then it's spun really nicely from there on. I also started writing down the blends and the colors and if they had a special name. I started getting a little bit more into writing down the information. What it was, how much the skein came out to me. So I started writing more information about it. So I will show you how I draft. Now this one has already been drafted, and I know from reading and watching videos that everyone drafts it differently. This one has already been drafted at least once. It's already been separated once. Okay, because it's had that big bunch separated, and then I took it down to this size. Now normally for me, if I'm on Xena, I probably will keep it at this, but I won't do that when I'm on Gabrielle. For Gabrielle, I draft it even more. This one is not going to be done on Xena, or, well, it was done on Xena, but it's not going to be done on Gabrielle. But if I was doing Gabrielle, well, let me show you again. Let me start that over. I fold it in half because it's already one big long piece, like this. And I fold it in half. I try to even it out as much as possible, right? Then I go to the middle and I just use my nails and I pull it apart. Now, whether I keep doing it the whole way down, it depends on the fiber. Most of the time when I'm drafting something like this, I do one side at a time, because then I have a little bit better control of the sizing. Now it's going to go and it gets a little wonky. Sometimes it's thin on one side and a little bit thicker on the other side, but it all bounces out in the wash when I'm doing it. And then I go back to the other side. And normally it's very easy to draft something like this, because this is wool, this is just 100% wool, and this one is also wool, and this one's a wool and nylon, and this one has not been done. This is how it came. It was just one of the little mini ones. Okay, so I even it out. This is just how I do it. And then I get to the middle and I start pulling it. This one, normally, these have been really good about just letting me do it this way. Let's see. If it's not too twisted at the end, see how it's a little twisted? I just straighten it out. And then I just keep going. And there you go. And now I have 2 strips that are ready for one more time, because if I'm doing it on Gabrielle, I would definitely need to do it one more time. Let's do it one more time. Even, more or less. It's a little bit thicker at this point. You can just kind of feel where the fiber wants to go. And that one wants to separate a little bit differently, so I'm going to go to doing one side at a time. It's all part of working with it. That's what we were talking about, is working with your fiber. And I'm going to go to the other side. Oh, that one's easy. It just needed to be done one at a time. So this is about how thick I would keep it for Gabrielle for a wool nylon. And let's see if I can attach it. I got my little portable battery. Got enough juice. It was charged. I haven't used it. I usually take it when I go on little trips, little road trips. This looks okay. So I have this end that's still on her, and the other end, look at that, that works well because you can still see the end. The other end already has a triangle or a pyramid, whatever you want to call it, but I can't do the whole big huge piece and then draft it. It's a lot of wear on my hands personally, and I always wear my brace when I'm spinning on my left hand because that's the one that tends to be aggravated with the carpal tunnel. So I'm just laying them kind of side by side, but almost on top of each other. All right, this is the first time doing it this way. All right, my speed is not too bad. I slow it down just to, oh, it helps if you turn your battery on, doesn't it? Yeah, let's see, good. Red light means it's a go. That's still a little fast, but it gives me a chance to let the new piece and the old piece connect. Not too bad of a join. Look at that. That's not bad. Then from that point, if it's not on your cord, let me move my cord. I like to have my fiber to my left side because that's the hand that tends to do all my main stuff. I start it again. All right. It almost looks like a candy cane with green fiber. This is still slow. And considering that this bobbin is almost full, this one was going to be switched out. I can pick up the speed just a smidge more. And it's the same fiber that's on there, so I'm not mixing brands. So that's how I do it. And then if I want to, I can always make it go a little faster depending on how much drafting I've done. Now at this point, I can always do a little thing that I like to do when I'm spinning it, is do a little extra drafting on some of the thicker spots, just see where it is visually. Loosen it up just a little bit before it gets there, and then I continue spinning. And I just keep going until I have what I want on my bobbin. Or I want to change colors. Like this is the perfect time because I've been changing colors of these, and this was going to be the next one that I use. So perfect timing. Anyway, so that is what I was going to be talking about today. Was showing you my little notebook where I keep my notes and talking about how I do my drafting. So there you go. And then I just move this accordingly because look, now I have a little lump there. So I want to fill in that groove. But it's beautiful fiber. It's going to come out so pretty. It's going to be fun to see it when it's finally being plied. So that is today's episode 4 of Moments with Monica. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. It was a pleasure having you. As always, if you haven't already subscribed, for the new people, hit that subscribe button. Then every time I do a new video, you will be notified and we can have this time together. Yes? So from my craft room to wherever you are, have a great rest of your day. Great night. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.